Hello and welcome. My name is Trismegistus, and today we're going to be playing some more Factorio. We're going to be playing the Farewell to Version 1 series. But just to put it on the record for anyone watching on the VODs, the most recent Friday Facts was 425 Behind the Legs, which was quite a good one for me, quite a techie one, although your mileage may vary. But it's all about the movement of the legs. And then, as we were kind of discussing on yesterday's stream, effectively an entire second Friday Facts about how they recorded the video in 424. So it was quite the read. It was. I was looking at how much footage there was yesterday, and it was about 3 hours. Hello, German. How you doing? Hope you're well. Have you had a good Sunday? So that's the most recent Friday Facts. If we close that down, switch to that view, hit resume, check everything's still coming through. Yes, it is. Hope you're doing well. Yes, I'm doing okay. In fact, I'm doing very well, actually. It's actually a bank holiday. I don't know where you're based, but it's bank holiday tomorrow, the summer bank holiday in the UK. I'm not going to be streaming or anything, but yeah, it was quite nice to go for a nice long walk and kind of not have any pressure to go to do anything at all. Today I've got a few bits and pieces I need to work on, but I've sort of put them all off till tomorrow. So we had just set up last time some coal pickups. What I don't know. Okay, so we have 2 trains, both of which are manually stopped. Now, I think one of them needs to go there, doesn't it? Yeah. So we can do some smeltering. And we actually have... Crikey, we've got copper being produced already. Blimey. So yeah, some smeltering for copper. We need the same thing for iron, obviously. We have a coal drop-off here as well. Okay, so we've got 2 that are on the go. I hadn't put any smarts on, had I? Have we unlocked smarts? I'm saying that like I've got them. I think so, because we got circuit networks already done, I think. Yeah, so we got smart, so we need to set something up to... Well, I suppose this end is probably not too much of a problem. I just do 1 train per stop, maybe. Do I want to do that? I mean, I could put some on and then it's easier to fix. You train the 111 train system for this playthrough? Yes, indeed. Yeah, so it's kind of inspired by seeing some of the screenshots they've posted on the Friday Facts, and also is it Clonan? I think on the Discord has been posting screenshots. He's kind of been doing a mega base testing trains essentially. And I think he's got like 4,000 trains in it or something silly. It's a 111 design, and it's a bit like this basically. But it's also direct insert, so it doesn't have any buffer on, chests basically. So, if there's not a train there, the build kind of stops basically. I'm not brave enough to try that part, but yes. So we have a pollution cloud hitting the guys. I've also been doing it as it happens in the playthrough I'm doing with my friend at the moment, multiplayer, and it's working quite well. I'm quite liking the 111 trains. I think perhaps something like ore or something like that bigger trains might work better, just because the whole compression thing, that it's 2 trains to 1 train basically. So I think maybe that might be a place where really they would work better. But yes, it's proving quite good because they're very quick, because it's gets rid of the weight issues and all sorts of stuff like that. So yes, do I want to do any form of smarts on this particular station? I guess we could. I mean, I've put the wires on, so the trouble is, I got a really good one in that game, and I can't remember how it goes. It's got a constant output, and that output is like the total of what the thing can hold, basically. So for coal it would be, is it 2,000? I can never. 2,000, yeah. So that's the amount that the thing holds. And then what I'm doing, I think, on it is basically dividing the amount. Is it an arithmetic combinator? Because then, is it coming out as L? Or maybe it's a train symbol. Maybe that's what I'm doing. So it's a really good one that I've set up, and I can't remember what it is. So maybe it's the train symbol. That feels about right. So it would then be trains divided by coals. Obviously we need to hook both of those up. So if we hook that up, what does that give us? So if we put, say, whoops, say that one on the green. That one on the red, because it's already connected to the red. What does that give us? Nothing. Output L. Why are you not giving... Because it would be the other way round though, wouldn't it, for one thing? Got that wrong. There we go. Okay, and it's outputting 1 because obviously I've capped these chests and there is no more. So if we wanted to do 2 trains, which we do have capacity for, so maybe, what would that need to be? So if we've got 6 chests, oh no, maths. 2,000. Well, we know we're getting 3,300. So if we did 2 more blobs on each of them, let's let it fill up and make sure I've not done another biff. Hello, Mia. How are you doing? Good day. Well, good evening for you. All the way around. It's afternoon here, not quite evening. I guess technically it'll be evening by the end of the stream, 6 o'clock. But yes, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, hope you're having a good day. Let's just let them fill up. These chests didn't take long. Cool. So the signal coming out is only 3.9, which would make sense, I guess, wouldn't it? It would need to be 3, and I only added 2. So now what we get? So that's 4,000 now. Because these do whatchamacallit maths. I can't remember what it's called. It's where it's like whole number maths, basically. So the signal output there is 2. So if we connect that to there, and we say set the train limit, our train limit should be 2. Cool. So, what we want to do is kind of genericize that. If we, oh, God, I didn't have any bots on. Should we leave that part? Let's leave that part for now. So we would set that to whatever we're doing. And then we would need to set both of those, wouldn't we? And then output there. So the bit we need to do is we need to say that that could be a signal. And this would need to be, well, that's whatever it is. So that's A. Cool. We'll try that. I don't have the greatest luck with circuit networks, and it's not because, and it's mostly because I struggle with the it's like they've simplified it, and I find those simplifications very complicated. So, whoops, we'll take a separate blueprint of that, I think. because I might want some variants of that. You know, like with four chests and stuff like that. But those two together should hook together. Cool. We'll give it a go, and then we'll see what happens. I just put some bread in the oven. Oh, lovely. Making jalapeno cheddar bread. Oh, crikey. You're making me hungry now. I've only just had lunch. Later I'll be breaking down a cooked chicken so I can make dinner to go with the bread. Oh, my God. I wish I had something so fancy. I got a baked potato for my dinner. We're in a weird, got some odd weather in the UK where it's sort of like, oh, of course it didn't have the splits to actually feed the thing even, does it? And I'm out of locos as well. Let's just build one. Yes, so now we can test these, see if these work. So obviously that's already in there. But then if we do that, then we... Oh, I guess it's not renamed, is it? Or did I not use the thing? But yeah, we need to set that then to goal, because we know what that's what that is. And then obviously that doesn't change. Cool. But yes, we need some split-offs here. And I guess here. And then we can copy and paste that one. Okay. So what are you doing? It is at least doing that part. It didn't change the station name. That's interesting. Unless I obviously messed up the station name, but that's fine. And then I want to do that one as well, don't I? Because the chest limits are different on these. Do that one, and then we want to put our splits in. Boop, boop, boop. Need to add a load of drains because coal's that one that, you know, the sort of thing we need to move around a lot, but only in a sort of a weird intermittent way. Cool. To there, up to there. Excellent. So you will refuel. Did I have a car or I did? What is that? Oh, it's a tank. I've got a tank. How fun. Because we need to go and check, I seem to remember, that what's colonised down south. So no rail in there or anything like that. No spare trains. Okay. So, do I just put this on auto? Because they'll just keep going back and forth, basically. Because we need to put some smarts on there as well. Okay, so I guess we will just put it on auto. Oh, didn't do this. Bigger, drop off. Put on empty. It's going to try and move to there because it obviously wasn't quite at the station, I guess. Weird. Yeah, and there's no slots for it to go anywhere because there's only 2. Excellent. So let's go and see what kind of colonised down the bottom here. I suspect I'm going to wall us in. We'll do something fairly crude though, but just gives me a little more room to breathe. The question was iron, wasn't it? That was it. Because there's no nice iron there. Nothing there. I guess we could go and see if there's anything useful there. Right, so let's go and see. Because we know we've got this colonisation here. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? And what have I armed with? Oh yeah, I was using poison capsules or something. Yeah, a few of them. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I think I'm a bit of a convert for poison capsules. I kind of, excluded them as a useful thing. This is a big thing to wall off, though, isn't it? Let's leave it for now, I guess. But yeah, I quite like their effect. Let's have a look, see what this is, because this is new. What are you about? But hate cannon shells still. Absolutely useless. I quite like this. Lower few in. Drive over the nests. And we're done. Nice and easy. It's a super cheap. I guess the difficulty is that it won't be long before big ones start spawning. Right, so that's them. We need to get rid of you and you. Trying to work out this morning what I'm going to do with because I'm in a bit of a weird situation. I've been saying before that I have a work deadline or two that happens to coincide very badly with the release of Space Age. In that, Space Age comes out on the Monday, and the deadline that really matters is on the Wednesday lunchtime. And obviously I would ideally like to start a series, but so do some streams basically when it launches and all that sort of stuff. But excuse me, so we do have iron there as well. I think we'll grab that one, as we were sort of saying before. Yes, but it's not fully clear whether what I'm going to have to do for that deadline. At the moment, it's looking very quiet, and if I can convince my boss that she's perfectly capable of uploading the things that need uploading when they need uploading, which she doesn't seem usually confident of, then I may well not be needed. So it might not be. So I might be able to move my holiday basically. But the other thing I was thinking is that when Space Age launches, I'm attempting as well to make sure I have that week off. The sort of problem with streaming it, I think, is going to be that, and this is what I was thinking about this morning, that Space Age it's mostly, I mean, they've changed it so it's blue science, isn't it, to launch rockets. So maybe you can get there fairly early. But even blue science is not, it's not super early in the game. That's not one stream when we're at, I mean, I'm sure for speedrunners they can do it that quick, or even quicker, but it's not a single stream when you're done, when you're at rockets, I don't think. It's going to take a good while to get there. So I don't know, in a sense, I don't want to have the week off, do a bunch of streams, and basically just get exactly the same. I mean, because we're already 6 streams into this, and obviously I witter on a lot, but do you know what I mean? It's like, so is it worth trying to move the thing to Monday and Tuesday, or should I just play it in my spare time? Me personally, stay up late and stuff, and get it to the stage where Space Age is actually a thing, and then stream, and that'd be probably the Wednesday anyway. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I kind of don't want to shoot myself in the foot, take the time off, and actually, it'd be better having it off later. The other question is whether I do any videos and stuff, and what those might be. It's really difficult with work. You can see why people go full time with the whole thing. I don't think I'm brave enough to do anything like that. Not least of all because nothing is monetized. A little bit of scratch from Twitch and kind subscriptions like yourself, German, but I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of content creators. So, what do we want to do? I guess what we want to do is get a whole load of trains and kind of set that side of things up, really. Not least of all because it would take it a long time to build the trains to replace. So if we kind of grab all that we've got, because I don't really need any extra coal trains. We've got the capacity, but we don't need them. What we are going to need is iron, copper, steel. I mean, we've got the copper. Are you active? No, you're not, are you? Because we also need to come up here. I think we'll go here and fix this, or not fix it, but set this up so that it's, fielding these trains. And then we'll just sort of work on the, we've got copper, we've got iron, or we can do iron relatively quickly, and then it's stone, brick, and steel. And then we'll get this up and running. Because it needs oil and stuff as well. Oh, no, it doesn't, because I've not put blue on it yet. But oil and, plastic in particular is going to be the next trick. So, yes. Yeah, so we'll go and do this one. So we need belts as well then. Right. I haven't really come into this one with a plan. I usually try and have a little bit of think about what I'm going to do. But as I say, I was thinking more about, well, do I want the time off? Do I want to stream it? Does that make sense? Right, so we've run out of splitters. Got them. Bit of rail, because we could preempt that. And we can stick it in the tank anyway. Rail is probably all the way down here somewhere. There we go. Bit of rail. Maybe a bit more. Power poles. Got a few, but never hurts, does it? And then got loads of miners. I guess we would need more furnaces. Where did they end up? They ended up here. So these are furnaces. How are we doing on power? Have we got... Ooh, it's a bit closer than I was hoping. Oh no. No, we got capacity. We're just not doing anything with it. That will soon top out though. So I think I'm going to grab some of them and put them in the tank. What about lights? Yeah, got loads of lights. We also then need these. Put them in the tank. Hello, Senna. How you doing? How are you well? Priorities, good sir. Priorities, indeed, indeed. Unfortunately, the priority has to be on the thing that enables me to keep a roof over my head and pay for my food and stuff like that. So I'm afraid that's always the key priority. Tempting as well to make sure. Oh, you see, you already said that. I didn't see that. Can we? Earlier on. Sorry about this, Anna. 10 minutes and I have to go get a lid off my cast iron rooster. No worries. I still love how pretty those lines are. I'm doing good. I hope you're well as well. Yeah, I'm doing good. As I was saying early on, I went for a walk and I've tended to try and make sure Sunday is a bit of a what's that expression people use? Touch grass, is it? Something like that. Where, at the very least, the morning is not even more internet stuff. I usually end up replying to comments on the video over breakfast, but other than that, I try to make sure the morning is sort of clear, and either phone my dad or go for a nice long walk, or do a bit of reading, something like that. Because one of the things with obviously doing the Friday Facts videos, because of how I do them, and it's obviously all entirely my own fault, but it's very, very intense getting them done. And having spent all week, staring at the screen for work, I then basically spend, 2 days type of thing of effort. That's probably an exaggeration, maybe a day and a half, something like that. staring at the screen again, you know. So it all gets a bit digital, shall we say. Okay, so what we could do on this one is just do the sort of you're in the way then, aren't you? Okay. So if we go like that, say, oh, I didn't turn the box on. That. So if we do that, put those two on. Like so. Maybe just give you a grab there. And then, actually, let's sort of rethink this, because what we really want to do is kind of double split it. And then, if we do a split there, you see. And which one shall we use? That one there, maybe. Oh, cannot insert fuel, eh? I think I did that in a stupid way. Let's just do that. As per usual. Right, so, because then we can just take these straight down to the other trains. Finest spaghetti. Yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of a gap. There we go. There we go. Some escape and cooling down is quite important. Yeah. Say it's sometimes sounds like, you know, I know a lot of these. It's why on my channel description I talk about basically describe myself as moaning. It's just how I am, really. I sort of talk about the negative things, and I say it's sort of a bit of a habit, really, but it's not good. But yeah, I try and kind of avoid spending 24/7 in front of the screen. Right, so that's what it looks like for that one. So if we do a similar sort of thing, then we can have a do with it. I seem to remember a good version of this, and these didn't have lights on, did they? A good version of this is actually involves a slightly different, sort of way of doing it. But let's have a look. See. So what do we actually want with this? We want some way of saying how many trains we want. Okay. So we want to be able to set the number of trains. And we've got coming in the amount of stuff. But that I think actually maybe if I put that as like the capacity, because I'm going to have to do it as negatives probably, aren't I? But if we say we wanted 1 train's worth of coal, in the boxes, basically. Because we can then set that to whatever we want. So if we do another arithmetic combinator, then that'll tell us. We don't have any maths on it, do we? But if we divide this time the amount of coal by whatever we've set to the train to, if we just output that as because I don't think this is our signal yet, is it? But if that's the A, yeah, so we've got over a train's worth. And then what happens with it is, because it does the modular maths, that was what it's called, modular maths, when that goes like below 2000, it like drops to 0 basically, I think. We could test that very quickly. If I put you on can I do that? If I send you away, trouble is another train will probably come in, because we've got 3 of them. So if we do that. And then I kind of break the thing. Oh, I should have reversed the... let's just get rid of all that. Starting to feel like SpaceX with my insane amounts of coal that I've got everywhere. So that now is giving 0, and the output is nothing, you see, because it's doing modular maths. So we put in, you know, a couple hundred or something. Yeah, so it's still outputting 0. Okay. So this will tell us how many trains worth we've got in the station. So if I then put that to 4,000, for example, what's the mass doing now? So that's more just telling us how much a train holds, isn't it? More than anything. So we can have a separate signal there. And this could be our control of how many we want. And so then if we have a... What would we be doing? We would be doing... Because we want output L. And we want A... No, we would want L minus A? So if we hook those up, what does that do? So if we call that one red, and that one green, what are you outputting? You're outputting 1. Because there's nothing, there's not enough coal in those. Just get rid of these so I can chuck the coal in. Yeah. And if we put that to 2, then the output is 2. But if we put this coal in, can I get that one in? Yeah, I guess I had some on me. Then there is now 3,300, so it's outputting 1. Cool. So if I put that to 1, it's outputting nothing. Cool. I think that'll work. So I find the simplifications they've done to it more complicated than just letting me do normal maths in it, basically. That isn't how I've set the one up in the thing. But I think it'll work. So we shouldn't now be calling for anything. We should have a trainlet of 0. Why is... Oh, that's the one that was... Okay. Can you loop back round? Oh, you can. Because, well, you can reverse, can't you? Yeah, that's interesting. That's because that was the one that had headed off when I disconnected this. There was still a call for a train, basically. Okay, so... In the assumption that that madness actually works... let us take a copy of that. Now we don't really need to change anything. Oh, we do. That needs to be A, and that needs to be A. So I assume on this one I didn't... Oh, I'm not recording the train names. Oh dear. So that would be... pick up, and so I need to redo that one. Call it pick up. Train stop names. Wait, I was doing the train stop names. No, have I run out of stations? I don't know why the other one didn't have a name on it then. That's weird. And then this one. would be train stop name there. This would be the drop off. Dropove. Cool. So let's hope I've not completely botched that up and that works. Cool. Cheers, guys. Well done. Thanks for that. Well, therefore, let's pick up. Oh, where did I put that? I didn't. Let's drop off. So if we pop that there. Actually, if we boop all of these first. Boop. 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 I guess boop. What was this going to be? This was going to be iron. So that would be iron plate. Could probably set that via a signal as well, but yeah, whatever. Yep. So these are only going to have a capacity of 1 for the moment because there's no. I haven't decided if I'm doing a stacker and what have you, but that's all fine. We then need to route that round, don't we? That's too long. Yeah, it's not going to reach anyway, so and we'd need to go past it anyway. Trouble is getting that in. That could get a little messy. So if we do that, give it one of them. Excellent, and then these are all in the way. So it's not going to reach anyway, is it? Boop, 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 boop. Cool. So we can kind of copy this down, I think. Splitters are like a really weird, and undergrounds are weird as well. They're sort of a weird cheat code in the game, basically. They let you do all sorts of both clever and bizarre stuff. Cool. I give my bots all these jobs to do, and then I'm running away. Not letting them do them. And that's too far down anyway. Cool. Doodly-doodly-doodly-dee. Nearly there. Okay, and then we'll pop this one in. One more. Yeah. Okay. So guys, get on with it. Terrible manager. Why are you not doing that one? Get on with it. Silly things. Don't know how many I was putting in each one. We do need power though. But what we need to do, get some undies on. Oh, I bet you had the job assigned, did you? I bet you did. Bots at this stage are sort of both rubbish and awesome. Have these got caps on? Whoops, there. Ground that one. You need your ammo in. I was watching, because obviously Gamescom at the moment, Gamescom rather, big game festival or games convention in Germany. I'd love to go one day. There's a few like British conventions I've gone to. Quite fun, but that's like the biggest in the world. Though. Imagine you can't really actually play many of the games. It'll be mostly standing there watching other people. But they revealed Civ 7 at the opening night thing that old Jeff does. Good old Jeff. Sounds interesting. I was a bit worried initially because I saw people talking about that you don't carry your civilization through. It's divided into 3 ages. Don't know how much people know about Civ. I don't know whether they play it, but it's divided into 3 ages, the game. And the way it's been reported was like, you change civilization in each age. I've already done them, haven't I? But it's not quite that. So it's not. This is drop off, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, it's not quite that. Because you can just carry forward your same ship. Because I was a bit worried that it sounded a bit weird. It was like, well, therefore, why would I bother? You're going to lose all of the stuff that you've done. Basically, was what I was worried about. But that's not it at all. Basically, you carry your civilization forward, and then you've got the option to change. You can stick with it as you go. It actually sounds like they're trying to address one of Civ's like long-standing issues, which is that it's one of those games. It's a bit like so Monopoly. The game Monopoly is like designed to be a bad game. That's because it's like basically a commentary on capitalism. Essentially, it's sort of like that's like what the inventor was, trying to say. Basically, the whole not necessarily capitalism, but like property ownership and that sort of thing. That's so it gets particularly. It has that problem where basically you get to a point where it's impossible for you to win, but you're nowhere near the end of the game. It just drags on and on. We've clearly already lost. But was this copper plate? You can't just. I mean, you can obviously say, "Yeah, I just give up," sort of thing. But the winner. What typically happens is the winner then, is like, well, are you a bad loser and all that sort of stuff. Or the person who is winning. I'm saying it's deliberately designed to be like that. That's like, say, the sort of intention of it. Because it's actually meant to be a second game with a different system. And the idea was you would play Monopoly and don't like giving a history of Monopoly, but you play the first one and everyone would get all upset, and then you play the second one where everything is better, and that would then be. I don't even know what that was meant to be. What's it feeding into? That's getting there. That was steel, wasn't it? But Civ has always kind of had that problem as well, in that early decisions can have massive impacts, but you have no idea that you've either made a mistake or that you've done something good, or that the computer player has, or that they've done something that has essentially won them the game already, and it's always been a problem with it. And it sounds like that's what they're trying to address, in that everyone has, or doesn't have to, you can just stick with it, but you can switch. If you've discovered some massive flaw in what you're doing, then you can change your strategy, and you can change your bonuses that you've got. Also, they always had a problem where, so we don't even know what this is going to be, do we? It's some sort of plastic or something. Right, so that's all that set up, which is good. Next would be the iron ore, which we kind of need to smelt. I do want to just have a nip up here and see if anything has come in. But yeah, one of the other things it was at is it has region-specific, era-specific. They would always give you like a special unit or a special building or a particular trait for your leader, and they would have very much a limited scope of application. And you know, you'd get a combat unit that was super duper effective during the very early part of the game, and then suddenly, once you've gone past that game, which could be 90% of the game, it's useless, basically. And some of them they get, some of the versions they gave you ways to upgrade it and stuff like that. But another classic one is you get a unit that was super duper effective in, say, the Middle Ages or something, and then the Middle Ages basically lasts for 4 turns, and so it's, a complete waste of time really building that unit. And that's one of the things they're trying to address as well, in that because you've got these 3 ages, you can have then 3 different special units that apply just for that age. And it gives you then, stops you ending up in a situation where you can't really do anything about the fact that, the other guy has just got better units for longer in the game. So yeah, it sounds like they're trying to address all those sorts of problems. But say, the way it was initially presented was a bit sort of like, well, that sounds like a terrible idea. I didn't bring any more walls or anything, did I? I don't suppose I got any tank. Because this... Oh, I have, yeah, okay. Not so many with the gun turrets, though. Because this wouldn't be too bad to wall in, I don't think. Just throw something down, across that gap, basically. But might as well take him out. See, if always seemed like an amazing game, just not really in my taste. Yeah, I know it is a very specific thing. I've generally also, there tends to be I don't know what you call it, like generally accepted wisdom of which ones are the good ones and which ones are not. And I always seem to be out of step. The only one that I would kind of agree, it's not been so bad recently, but it's like I loved Civ 3. Civ 3 was absolutely, I just absolutely adored that game. Spent literally probably more hours than I've spent in this, and I've spent 4,000 in this. I just absolutely adore that game. But that's like seen as being one of the worst Civs. And like Civ 4, everyone adores Civ 4. I absolutely hate it. And a big part of that is because what they always, and this is what the biggest thing I'm kind of, I don't know about worried about, but my area of concern with Civ 7 again, and because Civ 6 leaned into this as well. Because the bit I would absolutely agree with everyone on is that 5 was amazing. That was like one of the best. If you're going to buy one of them, get that one, sort of thing. That's probably the best incarnation of recent times, as it were. Because it let you build fairly big empire. One of the things that 4 did was it went, it like locked you into doing like tiny civilizations, basically. So you'd have like 2 cities, and that was it. And that was never my cup of tea. I never used to never ever played like that, really. More sort of, well, I wouldn't even say I did wide and small, because there's like 2 ways of building in it, basically. It's like, one is you build lots and lots of cities and every one of them is small, and the other is that you build a few cities and they're all big. But I would always try and do lots of cities, all of which were big, which is why I always, although I love the game, I was always very bad at it for that reason, I think. But yeah, so I'm a bit worried that 6 again is going to be, you basically just have 1 city and that's your entire population, entire civilization. So I think we'd probably kind of leave, well, maybe stick a turret down the bottom, but with all the trees, I think that's probably probably safe with walls. So let's stick in, I've got 60 odd turrets, which should be more than enough. And we can also go over here and kind of pinch this. I should blueprint these really, shouldn't I? Boop and boop. And then we'll just sort of run a bit of a power bar around. So if we have one down there. One of the things I've actually been kind of wondering where the next Civ was, because it's like Civ releases have also almost been like metronomic, basically every 5 years, up till this one, there's been a new Civ game, and it is almost exactly that. And so it was a bit sort of like, well, where is it? And of course, I think what's delayed this one is COVID, basically. So, you know, all the delays from that, they've obviously, you know, slowed them down, basically. And so this is 7 years since the last one. Interesting, given that. In fact, well, maybe 8 when it actually releases. But yeah, so we've kind of been missing in action, really, the most. Those walls are a bit far away, aren't they? Yeah. Was I going to put one there? I was going to put one there, wasn't I? Cool. I have Civ 5 or something, but I barely played it. Oops. Oh, another spam bot. Deary me. You see, that one's got a badge as well. But it's done literally one message. I wonder if they give it the badge, they give it like a, you know, sheen of authenticity. Anyway. Another ban. No, it's something I can, when I pop them up as like to describe. I think it's meant to be, and this is probably why they add it on, sort of saying, you know, because it's, you know, it's like a, well, it's got a badge, so it must be a real person type of thing. Civ always seemed to be, sorry, I have Civ 5 or something, but I barely played it. Oops. I wanted something more intense and more action or speed. Still nice to discover a great game, even if it's not what I'm after. It's very much, I mean, Civ is, I don't think you could actually do it as a board game, but really it's a board game. It's very much, you know, it's like, the combat is like Risk and stuff like that, where it is very slow, turn-based, you know. And this is one of the things they did fix. Or was it 5 they fixed it in? I think it's probably 5, wasn't it? Because it was squares for ages, you know, square tiles. And then they went hexes. But it always used to be, you would basically do what they call doom stack, you know, which is literally you would go along and sort of have, you know, just 50 units all stacked up on a single tile. And you would just drive that, so you'd have 50 tank, almost like, you know, like an army in a sense. It wasn't unrealistic, but that was it basically. That was the strategy for winning. You just, you know, it's like Zerg Rush in, you know, in what should we call it, StarCraft, where you just put in as many as you can, sort of thing. There was no thought to it as such. But they did change that so that you, you know, you could only put like. Well, you had like leader tiles and leader pieces and stuff, but you could basically only have one tile per thing, and then you were moving your armies like, you know, in sync, and you would be able to use artillery properly and stuff like that. But yeah, even then it was very slow and, you know, very deliberate, and always has been really. I mean, I was used to obviously build an army and stuff, but I never really played it, you know, in a combat way, because some players do. They just massively aggressive. They win just by killing everything off as soon as they can. I was more science victory and culture victory and stuff like that. Cool. So we're going to need a couple of radars on here. Maybe one there. Obviously it needs hooking up the power. And then maybe one down here. Just some quick and dirty walls. Yeah, do. Right, so we need to hook up the power. Do we want to... Because what I'm thinking is maybe take it that way, and then eventually this can be the spur that does this oil. I was also going to look and see if there was any iron up there, wasn't I? Maybe I could just sneak through. The other thing we got a big reveal on that I'm looking forward to is I'm probably going to be talking about other games mostly in this, as I say, because I've been watching the games, bits and pieces of the Gamescom stuff. But Stalker 2, I was always a huge fan of the Stalker series. Back in the day. I mean, that is, of course, if it doesn't get delayed again. I mean, I'm not going to comment on all of that side of things, but yeah, it seems to keep getting delayed. But hopefully that should be my Christmas game. The other thing I'm really kind of looking forward to is the Star Wars Outlaws thing. It's been ages since I played a big open world, silly, not silly in content terms, but just thousands of fetch quests and collection quests and all that sort of stuff. An Ubisoft game, basically. Because I was hoping Starfield was going to be that, but that was atrocious. That was like the dullest game I've ever played. Ah, we do have a nice big iron patch. Okay, right next to some lads. So they're going to guard it for me, I think. What's that? 8 million. Okay, that's good. Oh, we've just got one there. Cool. Cool. So if we need a big iron patch, we got one there. But let's go and grab that first. Oh, where have you lot come from? I didn't see you before. Because I think I've accidentally made the evolution quite high, haven't I, by wiping a lot of guys out. Try not to get... Oh, aggroed him. Okay, let's wipe them out. I don't really want to use up all my... No. Turret ammo, because I've not put much in. Sneak through the gap again. Now I can connect this via the rail. Put you on. So I guess maybe just branch off of that rather than put a T-junction in. Where are my... Not branch, we'll do an actual corner, I think. Where's the... There he is. Let's hop out. Put that on. Because then we've got a bit of room, hopefully, to fit something like plastic or sulfuric acid in or something here. Okay. Oh, we've not got... Only got the 1 damage upgrade. Let's just put Regular? Yeah. Parfait. No. Can't believe it's only 2 months and we'll be playing Space Age. Feels both like the longest time, but also no time whatsoever since, you know, we started talking about it. I'm pretty sure I've forgotten more from the Friday Facts things than I've remembered. Right. What's to do there? Signals. Wonder how much damage or health level 3 Stomper actually has. Ah, we are out, and I can only make one. That's annoying. Okay. We will have to go and get some more of them then. So. How about what? If we just do like a spur there, and then we'll put spout in there. Told us I got that coal there, that'd be quite handy. Oh, I can do a coal by train now, can't I? Yeah, I think maybe we'll wind it round so it's sort of in that gap there, because then it's well out of the way. And 2.6 million ore sounds a lot, but I might also end up converting it into steel, so... Okay. This is the bit of the game, and it's why I've developed that standardised set of blueprints and did that whole series. There's a bit of the game that always kind of goes into a lull for me. And not in a... Oh yeah, we're at the... Yeah, that's annoying. Not in a bad way. I still enjoy it, but it's sort of... There'll be a big pause now, basically, before I build any more or do any more science. I say it's why I did those standardised blueprints, but I don't know. To some extent, and given I don't... I played literally hundreds of games without them, or ×3 without them. That's not what I wanted for this, but so it's a bit sort of... a bit of a chronic problem I have, really. I think part of it is because I do build like proper, you know, braille types. It's not just a line that goes straight from there to there and picks it up sort of thing. It's more something a little bit more permanent. Okay. I think this will work for the coal and etc. So, not coal, smelting and etc. So, I think if we mainly... I mean, we could just literally copy this. Like that. And then we'll put in the these jobs. And maybe work it around that. See if it'll fit. So I do that, and then that. Yeah, that'll work, because then I've got to do... What have I done with the... Yeah, so I need 2 lines of iron coming out of there, which is a lot of belts, but it's not that bad. Can't wait for Space Age. Space platforms seem so cool, yeah. I'm a little bit... I don't know, maybe it's because of the whole... how space exploration works. I'm a little bit disappointed that they just seem to be for moving things. They're basically just space trains, which is cool. You know, I like that we're getting space trains, but I guess what we've not really seen is our white science build and how that might work. You know, but it feels a bit of a I don't know. One of the things I would like to see as a mod is more a sort of you know, if you move like purple science into space, you get a bonus. You know, but of course you've then got to move all the material up. You know, so is it worth, or at what point does it become worth? Kind of. Did I do a thing for them? I didn't, did I? Oh, I've got a second blueprint book. Ah. So how about we put them in there? There we go. I thought I'd done one. Yeah, and it becomes even more spacey, as it were, because I say at the moment space is feeling just a bit like, you know, a rail track in a sense. You know, it's sort of like just how you move things around, and it's kind of got its own hazard in asteroids. But so what, in a sense? That's why I was going on about, you know, in all those speculation videos, that maybe there's some special resource in space, because then, you know, you've got more of a reason to do space stuff. But there's not been any evidence of that whatsoever. So, guess I got that completely wrong as well. You can go, you can go. Cool. It's all belted up. Take them backwards. Ah, that's going to get in the way. Let's just jank our way around it, I think. Have I got any on me? I didn't pick any up, did I? No. No. Oh, that's truly horrible. Okay. Because we want 2, I think I said. Hopefully the maths works on that. I don't know. Let's get them to build them all in. Well, I'll look, see. Yeah, the whole space thing is not really shown in that much detail, yeah. It's all a bit lacking for detail on that side. But then, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that clearly we're lacking detail on. Which is cool. I want to find it out myself, but... I do wonder to some degree what, in a sense, they're... Because, like, they had the bit in the most recent one about the whole, discontiguous pathfinding. With the implication that really that's something they want modders to play with, or they want to give modders the opportunity to play with. And I do wonder to a degree, how much they're doing that, if you see what I mean. That they're sort of like, well, we could introduce some horribly complicated system, or we could just let the modders give it a go when they get hold of it, sort of thing, and just open it up for people to do it, if they want to. It must be staggeringly difficult adding in. Let's not pretend. I've made very clear. I don't think the combat is particularly well balanced, and we've got loads and loads of combat systems that it's like, why? Why is that even in there? Let alone, is it worth doing, etc. And so adding on whole extra turret, like the Tesla turret, you could create a balancing nightmare, That could easily be massively OP. I mean, it looks OP, to be honest with you. But then they've stuck in an enemy that's clearly going to be able to tank its damage, and tank what it can do. So I was saying in the combat video, the whole rock, paper, scissors thing sounds like a kind of a good way of potentially shortcutting that. The sort of, well, we'll just stick in an enemy that's super powerful, but then give them the opportunity to build something that sorts it out, that kills it off on a different planet, and then we're just forced, then we're focusing them on building things and doing logistics rather than, wait, how the heck do I kill these pentapods, that are sat there eating all of my fruits. Yeah, it must be horrendous to balance. I didn't go and put dubris on, did I? Need to put some smarts on it, but then we need more smarts. Make them. Aquila info right now wouldn't be that tempting, to be honest. I'm most interested in details regarding space logistics, really. Yeah, I think also that'd be a good way of giving us a lot, giving us detail and talking about a system that it's like, well, this is like fundamentally how it works. This is what it does, as it were, or what the things you have to control, without telling you something where it's too like specific and detailed, as in, you can, go away and design your own stuff, sort of thing, based on now this is how it's meant to work, or this is what the parameters you've got to play with are these. It's up to you, what you do, basically, with that. And so it's just information of how it works. Whereas, as you say, Aquila, it's going to be literally, this is what, it's going to be more detail that's very specific and, in a sense, spoilery, if you see what I mean. That's not quite right, but yeah, it's a different sort of thing, isn't it? Of it's like giving you detail on trains. This is how trains work, in the sense that they've got to stand at stations to load, and you can automate them and things like that. Versus saying, right, well, the best thing ought to do at all times is two-way trains or something, you know. Or pentabots, yeah. We know they're super tough, they're super big. We don't know what the resistances are. We don't know what the health is. There's a few other people came up with ideas around, well, can you not just build super gigantic walls? Where they said they make walls irrelevant. Actually, maybe one answer is to make walls ridiculous. Like a bit like Libra is intended to do just-in-time logistics. That's kind of what they're going for. But you can beat just-in-time logistics so long as you don't mind huge amounts of spoilage, just through volume production. But they've kind of got a counter for that, in that if one of the things we've got to move around is these eggs. Oops. When they hatch, you can't just leave it to volume to sort out, can you? Right, let's see if I can hook this up to power. Oops, up to power. Boot. 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 Boop. It seems they changed it a bit considering the image video where they have inserters on the landing pads, expanded storage modules, and they comment about robots going into the storage modules specifically. Is that the the sort of I don't know what you call them, like the expansion things, basically. So I don't know why it's not taking the name when it puts that on. That's a bit weird, isn't it? Because that's just a random name. Maybe it just doesn't overwrite on station names when you do them. Okay, let's get a load of stuff. Get iron flowing. I think we've actually got, haven't we? Yeah, we've got an iron train. Okay. I'm not expecting any Newton from orbit. The rest seems to exceed my hopes. Yeah. Kill them all and let God sort them out, eh? I just kind of feel the whole. I say, my guess is that we're going to get a railgun, and that railgun, I think it would be like a ultimate system. I don't think it'll be a. Maybe we will get a personal one, but I'm not even sure it'll be a turret type of thing. And part of the reason for thinking that is that there's got to be some way for reducing the tedium of expanding, because if I wall as in now. Excuse me. Great, that's now this done. That will take me hours to do, even with bots and etc. etc. Gleba, well, we know that they've tried to design it to make you do different things. Maybe Fulgora really doesn't have any enemies, so you don't have to worry about it at all. Or maybe it just has the turrets, and so all you need to worry about is picking them off when you actually want to go and grab some resources. That could all help. But Volcanus feels like it's going to be not normal combat, but normal combat. So we've got at least 2 planets where, a third really, where you will need to do big scale military, especially if you're building a mega base or what have you, and just the amount of time and effort that goes into doing that. you know, if you effectively, you know, let's say we didn't know all that, it would be 5 Nalvises to defend. That's an awful lot of time to spend on combat, you know. So it just feels like giving us a weapon, you know, end game, you know, you've finished, essentially. You don't need to do anything other than infinite researches, you know. So giving us a tool at that stage, just to clear out biters, seems like a, you know, a good solution, essentially. I'm saying you've kind of proven you can do the space logistics and all that sort of stuff, so you're not, you know, bad at the game, as it were. Don't have to worry about giving you it too early, you know, it's right at the end. Don't need them. So yeah, that just seems to me like that's a sensible solution to, right, well, now you've got to make all these infinite science all these packs for infinite science, and to help you out, you've got a tool that just lets you clear out biters, you know. Because artillery is brilliant, but there's a heck of a lot of logistics involved in artillery. Don't need that. Should I put some more walls on the tank? Or in the tank? Oh, yeah. Hello, Matrim Vids. Good evening. If you kill all biters, they are not a problem anymore. Problem solved. Exactly. You see. Kill them all and let God sort them out. I'm not expecting... Oh, no, that's right. Oh, and hello, Trubu. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. And sorry, Matrim Vid, if you didn't say that already, welcome as well. Hope you're doing okay. Having a good Sunday. I used up a load of rail, didn't I? I think... Did I have some in the tank? We'll just stick it in if we didn't. And then we've basically run out of signals, so we need loads of these guys. In fact, probably more than that. Might double that up. For later, I didn't actually put any of the trains down. We're not worried. Because we're very close to doing this as well, aren't we? But we're not, because we need stone and steel and that. Maybe I'll stick them in the tank. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... double counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. So that's half a stack. I guess, therefore, maybe we grab some of them. I think I'm pretty sure we've got them in the tank already. Let's just top that. I can get my tongue in here in a minute. Top that off. I've got a half stack, so do that up on the tank. We're not getting auto restock on these, so I might as well do that. Again, let's just put some more in the tank. We need to do a big solar thing at some point. And again, more tank things. And then, oh, I didn't put modules in there. What should we call it? Do. So I think that's a good stock of everything. What I haven't got is basic resources, because I can't hand build all the things that I said I was just going to hand build. We're just chilling, making blueprints, trying to reveal a mole which is somewhat expandable. I went... yeah, yeah. I don't know whether I'll get to a mall type stage on this. This is kind of what this part of the base is meant to be becoming, maybe. But we'll have to see. Might be a bit far down the line for that. Current wishes are railgun, pathfinding for Spidertron, and something funny with fish. I mean, as you said, I thought they'd said in that Friday Facts that the Spidertron pathfinding was being improved. But I look back at it and it doesn't say that. So, I don't know, maybe it doesn't have better pathfinding? I mean, it would seem bizarre to do it for pentapods and then not bother for, for Spidertron. That would seem very strange. We lost a bot at some point. One of the brothers went down. Okay, so I need kind of bits and pieces of everything, really, don't I? A red skein in a chest somewhere? There must be. Here we go. And then... Don't know why I've got that rubbish. Get rid of that, maybe. Oh, I didn't pick up any more thingies, did I? Poison capsules. Although why I've got 150 of them, I don't know. Did we get? Yeah, there we go. Got 16 of those. What are you lacking? What don't you don't have barrels because you don't have steel. Well, I could put that in. And what else? What else? What else? What else? I grabbed the accumulators so we can stick them in. I didn't put most of the things I picked up in the tank, did I? That I was going to. In fact, let's put some of those in there. We'll put half the rail in because we've already built that rail. What else? Seem to have ended up with a lot of trains. Put the ammo in. Cool. Oh, what about solid fuel? And I guess we could see if we've got a little bit more there. Where am I building that solid fuel then? Oh, it's up here. Okay. Grab some of that. Stick it in your tank. Top that off. What do we need? We need like iron, copper, steel, green circuits. I've got pipes and stuff, haven't I? Because I haven't built anything with them. I've been playing Shapes 2 for a few days. Great game. Have you tried it? I have, unfortunately. I just haven't had the time to play it. I've literally played through the tutorial. That's it, basically. So, I did really enjoy it. But yeah, that's it. So, and that takes what? Well, it took me a couple of hours, I think. I've never claimed to be necessarily good or quick at these games, but I think so. That's literally it. I've literally played 2 hours of the tutorial, but yeah, it seems like it's going to be quite fun, and hopefully at some point I will get time to play it. But yeah, I was a bit sort of disappointed I didn't really get more time on it. Don't really need those. Good, get rid of that. Gives a bit more room. Get some good old brick. Some good old steel. Loads of steel there. Let's stick some of that in. There were some bits and pieces that wanted steel, weren't there? So I bet you're full, are you? All this steel. Wow. So that'll let me build a bunch of bits and pieces. Cool. Now, what needed steel? We wanted to put a bunch in here, didn't we? So that this can do that. So we get nice amounts of cliff explosive, and then the other big one, which I'd never really figured out why it was so expensive, is canisters. Am I missing anything? We've got trains, we've got inserters, we've got rail, we've got signals, we've got belt, we've got modules. That'll do for now. That'll do. Automatic sorting chests and vehicles would also be nice. Yeah. It's weird what... I mean, I guess there must be gameplay reasons for it, but it's weird some of the things you can do in chests that you can't do in like wagons that you can't, and there's other things you can do in wagons that you can't do in chests. And, you know, because you can't filter chests, but you can filter wagons. And, it'd be good if they could make a lot more of that consistent, I think. So I'm guessing, well, maybe they just didn't sort of think about it, but I'm guessing maybe they feel that they're, in a sense, too OP or something, that, you know, it just gives you too much control. But yeah, I never quite got that one. Oh. Just putting the one in. Got power and pollution. Hopefully I've not thrown in on the belt again. Cool. So, I didn't count them, did I? But we should have enough, yeah, 72. So that's 2 belts worth. But yeah, I'd like to, you know, I'd like to play a bit more of shapes. I'm also not entirely sure what the heck I'm going to do with Satisfactory. Because I'd love to give version 1 of that a go. I've been watching all the trailers and the breakdowns people have been doing, and, you know, all that sort of stuff. And it sounds like they're actually, it sounds like it's actually quite a big change from, you know, they're introducing a lot of new stuff. There's this whole quantum tech tree and what have you. No announcements on whether they're making blueprints fit for purpose, but if they reduce the amount of stuff you have to build, then I can live with rubbish blueprints, but not to go on that on that hobby horse again. But arithmetics, don't we really? Yeah, stations. So this would be, because this is the pickup one, I hope, and this would actually be 4,000, and then and then if I limit these, because I don't really have a pickup, a stacker, do I? I was thinking, intending of doing a second station rather than stacking. Let's see. So that gives me. We'll have to see. But we want this to be a pickup. Are they all wired up? They're all wired up. Pickup. And we want to. No, this is drop off, isn't it? It's not pickup. I want drop off. So it would be, because we're going to get, well, have they said we're getting the ability to automatically rename stations? I think that was done as a, we're thinking about it. Because I quite like that as well. That would be useful. So, if I put this on 8, that should give a train's worth. Is it? See, the thing is it calling in no path to drop off? Ah, is that this drop off? What it said? Oh, I've put in nuts. Okay, let's go and stick in a T-junction then. Builders on chest could perhaps trivialise some tasks like sorting belts and mixed items. Yeah, I guess. But then we've got, you know, filter splitters and stuff. This is how I think. You know, I want to know how the can you filter items on, you know, space platforms? Can you? How does the logistics work on them? You know. This is the stuff I want to know. So I can start pre-designing all my super platforms. Stompy boys are all very well. But the world runs on logistics. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to switch this out, aren't I? Because I put the wrong blooming station in. Wrong blooming junction in. Get rid of you. Don't need to build that, bots. Right, so this needs to be a T-junction. Which of course doesn't really fit with where I've done the powerhouse, but there we go, that's fine. Now in theory, a train should blast past us. That looks indeterminate. I don't see a train blasting past us. There it is. Cool. We have functionality. I believe the adjustable blueprints would also affect station names. Totally agree, enemies are not the primary focus. I need more info about the platforms and logistics of them. Yeah, the parameterization or whatever. I'm really looking forward to playing with that. I imagine I'll be rubbish at it like I am with the circuit network stuff, but I'm really looking forward to playing with that whole parameterized thing. I really quite liked as well that it sounded a lot like a thing Kovrix had just sort of stuck in on a whim. You know, sort of, oh, go on, let's do this then. That was quite fun. So that would be that. And then for some reason you've not got that name. I don't know why it's not overwritten it, but there you go. So pick up. Excelente. You like fuel because obviously, yeah. Everything's getting up to speed. Awesome. So yeah. That was 4,000. Now, this one obviously doesn't have any directions. So we want to do pick up, drop off. And like this, you know, all of this station setting up is going to be so much easier with the whole groups and interrupts and all that sort of stuff, and just you don't need to add this on to every single train, or even just copy paste or have multiple, you know, some people blueprint a million train variations, don't they? And you don't need to do any of that. Just set it up properly, you know, first time. So we want to be full, and we want to be empty, and we want to go and find that it can't come because we're waiting for it to fill up. We're almost inevitably going to need a second one of these straight away. The question really is, am I going to, you know, just send a train and turn it to steel type of thing? In fact, why don't I just add that on? Why don't I literally just build a steel next to it? Yeah, let's do that then, because I've got a spare lane of it here. Oh, we don't really need that much steel just to get us running. Yeah, let's do that then. So, if we take... Yeah, let's do one side. Let's do that. And then we'll run it down to where? There, maybe? I need to split that though, don't I? So there. And then we can do a little branch off the coal as well. But we want to do a little split that. Across here. Oh. WTF, just watched the quantum tech video from Factorio. Could the belt at the end be a real thing in game? Oh, that's level 6. That's level 6 belt, that. I think, or level 5, whatever the next one would be. Well, that was mad. I assume, I mean, I don't know if they literally said it, but the assumption I always had with why they stopped where they stopped was literally the whole, like the game updates. It's a bit like what I was saying with, there were like hard limits, I think, in this for, like the amount of productivity and speed, but, you know, the amount of that a single machine could make. Partly because you sort of end up with a situation where the game, the amount that's being made, and I'm sure you'll remember the Friday Facts, but the amount that's being made is like, or it's being updated faster than the game is running at, if that makes sense. So it's trying to do an update, literally like, at sort of 61, ticks per second or whatever, or 1,000 ticks a second, or what, whatever the actual numbers were. And so that was why I assumed that they, Satisfactory had not done it either, because, or had that sort of limit, because effectively you need something that you've got a belt that is probably moving things faster than the game can actually show them. If it's doing 60 updates a second, then if a single item is moving like faster than the frame rate can show, it's like, how does it actually cope with that? Because you get that effect like you used to get on old films, or especially still do, where the wheel goes backwards type of thing, and you end up with that type of problem. So as spokes on a wheel end up suddenly flip from going forwards to backwards because the frame rate of 24 frames a second is not fast enough to show the individual steps of it actually moving. I'm pretty sure they'd said, kind of confirmed that was the problem, that they were having as well. So, if I kind of take that, because I need to sort of work out, I've got the signal, excellent. I need to work out where I want to put these things. So if I flip that, no, not flip it, clip it. Because then we can do, so it wants to be, let's turn you lot off. It wants to be sort of there really, doesn't it? Now, can I hook that up? Where did the train blueprints go? So if we go there, I think that's going to cause you to be a bit wobbly, isn't it? Okay. Let's take that out for the second. Just get them to build it. One of the things I don't know, concerned about, but I would like to have, I guess, confirmation on, is that Satisfactory's kind of story is going to remain a bit silly or a bit ironic, because that was one of the things I really liked about the game, the sort of sense of humour. Was very much, my sense of humour. It's a weird thing to say, given it's not a British company, but quite a British sense of humour, really. And what I'm not as keen on the whole "you're saving the world" thing. It's just like, unless it turns out that it's essentially ironic, or it's a con, or something like that, I'm not going to be as keen. I mean, obviously the story is utterly irrelevant. But you see my stuff, I go on about lore and, you know, all that in games that don't, you know, don't have lore. So it's a bit of steel, a bit of steel, a bit of British steel. Cool. So enough, no, you know, nowhere near productive enough or anything, but gets us there. Oh, it gets us started anyway. So that's steel. That's what's coming in there. Steel stacks to 100, doesn't it? So that's fine. And then we hook up. Was it red I was doing? I think it was red. And then we do train limit. And you would be steel pickup. Yeah, cool. Okay. Don't know why I've ended up with 2. Terrible copy and pasting, I'm sure. Okay. Was there a train here? There wasn't. Oh, look, the iron one's been. They're gone. Oh my god. Red science is happening. Why is... why... What the heck? Oh, why has that got an output on there? And why are you not doing anything? That's not got any inputs. What the heck? And you've not got access to anything. What idiot has built this? There's a load of cogs on the belt here for absolutely no reason. Right. I was putting a train on, wasn't I? So you need to go to pick up, drop off. No, wrong drop off. Drop off. Oh, empty. Bit of fuel. Oh, so it's done a couple of trips already. Good, good, good. The story seems to be more of a background thing than previously let on. Yeah, wait, I mean, he was explaining in another video, Snap, that at one point they went like super heavy on it. They went like full on proper detailed campaign, I think, and decided to rein it back, which that's a good decision. I think that's absolutely right. You know, it's like in this. I mean, Erendor's kind of hinted that actually there is lore kicking about, but it's totally hidden, and you don't even have to pay any attention whatsoever. You know, it's not, doesn't have any impact on anything, sort of thing. And again, I think that's the right way to go, so that nerds like me can dig into it, but everyone else can just, you know, enjoy the game type of thing. Cool. So obviously it can take ages for that to... Destination 4? Really? Oh, I guess because this doesn't actually have enough for a train. Yeah. That really is going to take ages, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bit, and eventually we'll get there. Right, so we need to go and fix what we've done. In fact, actually, Which are you trying to get to then? You're trying to get to pick up. Oh, I guess because it's slowly... that's a bit weird, isn't it? Would it be better if I just send it back to drop off? Just because it's obviously got some stuff in it. But until that opens as a station, it won't actually go there. Weird. So we need stone brick. We've also got that brick there, or that stone rather. So we will probably grab that. Just as it's nice and nearby. Yeah. So let's go and fix the things that need fixing. Definitely, I'm tired of you. You're the one random person saving the entire universe with your incredible power that you have after starting playing 5 minutes ago. Thing. World of Warcraft has gone a bit in that direction. But love the vanilla because of me being just a guy in the amazing world of Warcraft. Instead of the game being designed around me in some exaggerated way. Yeah, there's too many. I suppose it's like an easier thing to just drop back on, isn't it? Of you are the hero type of thing. So you are heroic, but yeah, I like RPGs. I mean, I like those RPGs. That's I'm not gonna pretend, but does end up being a bit sort of cliche and repetitive and all that sort of thing. So I quite like RPGs where you're not. I mean, maybe you end up saving the world by accident, but that's not who you are, as it were. You're not just some hero with a big sword, stabbing everything until it's until you've won, as it were. Obviously, one of the best examples in recent times is Disco Elysium, where you're sort of, you're a detective basically, and that's your kind of the role that you're playing, and you are actually playing a role. You're not, sitting along for the story. Okay, we have reds and we have greens. We have steel coming in there. These are not doing anything. Why not? Oh, I've given it... Oh, I hooked something up wrong there, haven't I? We don't want copper on that. That's all kinds of wrong. All kinds of wrong. Unless there's some kind of new miracle copper grenade. Let's do that. I think I'm just going to do that. Put that in there. So, I need to clear all this out. I guess I could put the cover in the grenades, couldn't I? Okay. Get rid of the rest of it. Nice. Granatas. They don't have any kind of output, do they? No. And then you need copper. And what have I fed you? I've fed you iron plate. Ah, it looks like this. I bet there's some. I've forgotten which lane was which thing gone on here because. Yeah, so I've hooked up iron plate where I've done copper and copper where I've done iron plate. So we want a split there. Then we want jump over that. Oops, jump over that one. Awesome. So clear you down. I wonder how many alternate recipes we're going to get. I think it might be restricted to... Oh. Stuff on the belt. Restricted to new space age stuff, but... I think Arundel said that, one of the Friday effects that they kind of went in the direction of on the first prototype of just like, no, you can't have alternate recipes. And then realised that that was not going to work, basically. I've got them the wrong way around. Brilliant. So that should be red, mate. Cool. That's that. Why have you not made any of them? Because you've not got stone brick. Okay. I'll allow that. Oh, hello. Please pardon my talks. Hey, a friend sent me your Factorio speculation videos, and I really like watching them. Thank you very much. I'm glad you enjoy them. Great pronunciation. Wow, flew that one. Yeah, glad you enjoy them. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. They are what's getting me through to space age. Oh, my speculation videos. Oh. I assumed you meant something in the game then, or like Satisfactory or something. Well, yeah, I mean, I was, well, it's a little, so personality-wise and being sort of British and middle-class English in particular, it's a little tricky for me to take compliments, but so I always try and, acknowledge them. There's a bit of an instinct that tend to have of just dismissing, oh, it's all rubbish and all that stuff, and it's like it's a false, like a sort of a false modesty thing in that it's like a normal sort of British reaction to it in a sense. I don't know how to explain that, but it's like mere trifle of what, I didn't do anything important type of thing. But it's like it's not, sort of what would you call it, like it's a weird thing we do. It's a bit like, I mean, another example of that type of thing where I don't think it translates to any other culture is that, so in the UK, there was actually a funny graph posted where it's like the level of friendship you have with someone, like the politeness and niceness that you have with them. When they're an acquaintance, you're like super, or when you don't know them, you're super polite, and then as they become an acquaintance, you get even more polite and even more self-effacing, and that's what it is, self-effacing. And then suddenly when they become a friend, you suddenly flip to a mode of basically insulting, and just hammering them, basically. Just constantly non-stop. It's like a switch that gets flipped, basically. And I say it's a weird British, quirk, essentially. I think, other cultures have, do that as well. But I say it's a really strong thing in, say, sort of British culture, and I don't know why we do it. It's very strange. So we need to get some brick up and running, and we're going to need stone independently, I'm sure. But we could do a ready greeny science, couldn't we? But yeah, all that was to say, thank you very much. It's very kind. 57 days to go, I guess. If that's what it is, it's something like that, isn't it? It's about 8 weeks, I think. Yeah, compliments are also difficult to react to for me sometimes. We'll just do what we do. Yeah. We don't have any red green sciences left. Everything requires blue or military. So let's go get that done. What's the time? 5 o'clock. Plenty of time. Okay. I'm guessing these are all fixed since it's now producing the correct science in the correct way. Yep, okay. Let us go and make some stone brick then. I think what I'm going to do, so that I don't have to mess about with fueling and stuff, is put in the actual stone brick train on this end. Like so. Now, we wouldn't need stone until purple science, do we? We don't need it for anything there. No, okay. So I'll leave stone, but I will set up a station for it. Okay. So this is going to end up being plastic or something like that, isn't it? Or maybe that's a point. Am I going to set up some green and red circuit, you know, like stations, as it were? Oh, we need to go and put the smarts on the copper as well. Let's do that. So we'll go and... Do I need more stuff? I don't think I do I? Okay. Oh, another one. Mark it in the calendar. I'm sorry about all these bots. There's a... So there seems to be a wave of them. They seem to have sort of reared their heads again. I don't know why. We went, you know, it was literally months and months, if not years, since we kind of had one, and then just recently it's been like multiple every stream. Yeah. I have to get one of you lot to be a mod, and then you can. Then it's your problem. Yeah, so we've got some furnaces. A bit more right up there. And that's all we need, I think, isn't it? We're going to run out of inserters. I've not got enough. Okay, let's do the first bit then. Yeah. Guess we're lacking signals. It's your newfound fame as a global influencer that brings all the bots to the earth. Yeah, these ones are popping up everywhere. Yeah, I'm sure it's just some wave of, you know, I don't know. Russians are feeling busy, or you know, feeling that they need something to do or something. I don't know. Or the Chinese, I guess. Who do we all think's are hackers nowadays? So, I guess if we build the actual, like, smelty bit here, obviously stone requires twice as much. Yeah. So, if we just grab one stack, and like try and feed it with 2 lanes, but we're not going to get 2 lanes out of that, are we? We'll just pop it down for now. I should have turned the bots off. So... might be better to do it that way and blend it all together. A global influencer, eh? I was gonna think about having a rant then, but it's probably best if I don't. But it's strange what kind of jobs, as it were, have kind of emerged out of the modern internet. Okay, so how many have we got there? It won't tell me, will it? Well, 46. So that's like a lane and a half. Okay. Maybe we could also put like prods or speeds in them or something. Okay. I think it will look funny and cool to have a legendary crane on Gleba surrounded by rocket turrets to defend it. Yeah. I quite wonder... So somebody asked in the videos, it's sort of like whether whether I think agricultural towers will have module slots, basically. I think it's possible, you know, I think obviously it's a standard thing for things to have, but I'm pretty sure I would rather, and certainly I would rather have, like, fertilizer, basically, because it's just going to be a bit more interesting. And that there'll be different grades of fertilizer, because we know we're not getting, like, legendary fluids. There's no way that could work. So it could be that there's, like, 4 different grades of, you know, fertilizer or something. You know, like maybe you'd go to nitrogen-based fertilizer and something like that. But what am I trying to do? 4 to 2, I think. I don't know, it just feels weird that, you know, putting modules into something that grows stuff and that somehow speeds up the growth just feels like a really weird stretch. I mean, obviously the game's completely unrealistic, you know, it's not about that, but that just feels like a very strange mechanic to introduce. That I mean, it's obviously, modules are obviously strange anyway. It's a magical thing, isn't it? Don't build that. But yeah, it just seems like an odd mechanic to decide to add on, sort of thing. So, do I just want to copy this again, maybe? It's quite nicely spaced and stuff, you know. And we need 3 stops, I guess. So we grab that. Oops. And then where would work? Maybe sort of there, possibly. Pots are off, aren't they? Yeah. So the alignment. It would be, yeah, that'd work. That'd work. That'd work. Cool. Let's get rid of all this flag. Put you back in. Take out the stations so we don't get any accidents. Oh, I could have left that one. It's just the coal. Get rid of all of that. So one of those will be stone pickup eventually. We'll almost certainly need to... Well, we've got a nice stone patch there. I mean, we're not going to need that much stone brick. It's just for walls for science. The other thing with a crane, just on that point, was that... you see... I don't quite get what some of the legendary benefits are going to be. What, you know, because something like the crane, it was already moving really. I mean, maybe we were watching a legendary one. You never know, but it was moving really quick. You know, that arm, and it's like, would that be something they would improve via? In fact, maybe what I should do. This shouldn't be one of them. It should be a 3-1. And is it like the speed of the arm and stuff that would improve? Because, as I say, it already looked really, really quick. And so going along and going, right, well, now your legendary arm can process, you know, 20 trees a second. It's just going to be whipping around like some demented, you know, banshee or something. What would you think of having to support civilization like in the Anno games, basically colonising the factory? I don't know if you know. So if you go way, way back, like way back in the archives of the Friday Facts, that, well, not that, actually. I've just made the link in my head. That was kind of what they were sort of going for as the end game. Not, as I say, it wasn't supporting a civilization or anything like that, but the original idea in that they came up with, and I'm 100% sure they won't be doing this, or I'm not 100% sure at all. You know, there's a whole different team. People have changed. You know, the game went in different directions, blah 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 blah. So you know, they may well have had other ideas, but the idea was that the engineer crashes on Nalvis, and other like survivors of the crash, and it could be like a mothership or something like that. That, you know, maybe it was transporting colonists. You effectively think it caused them colonists, but the idea was that the engineer would have to rescue these colonists. Now, I can't remember whether it said about supporting them. I'm pretty sure it used the phrase, you know, supporting their needs. Why are you building that? I don't actually want that here, do I? So maybe it was intended to go down the route of you would build a settlement. You know, that was sort of maybe what they were thinking. But the implication to me was more that you sort of stuck them on another ship and sent them back home. But yeah, it could go that direction, and it would have an interesting use for the logistics, you know, and different types of logistics. But I don't know. I don't think we've seen enough to support that in a sense as a way as that. But that's what the end game would be. You know, I think they couldn't have hidden things for building houses and, you know, what have you. It feels just like too much, but it does, you know, I think there is the possibility that would still be kind of how it would work, you know, that, I hope the wrong one up there, didn't I? So that's the stone one then. That, you know, you could build life support things, and you put them in a pod, and because that's what Aquilo could be. That could be its, and that would tie up with the most unique mechanics thing. That, you know, Kovric said on the, what's it, Clonan, on that Friday Facts post, that I mean, that would be really unique. You know, that would be very different. So yeah, I think it's possible. I don't think there's enough to really support it as like a full-on civilization, you know, as in a full-on Anno type game. But yeah, I mean, it would be quite fun, I think, to merge that in. Because one of the things they have sort of shown is that they're not at all afraid to go, you know, we've sort of started to get some survivor mechanics, you know, like with spoilage. So they're clearly willing to adopt other ideas. Yeah, still don't know what the liquid in that crane is, perhaps the fertilizer, or the liquid pipes on the crane. It could also be an output, it could be a waste material, was the other thing I was thinking. But then the cranes we've seen haven't had that hooked up. So if it was a waste material, that would be strange, because then they're not getting rid of the waste, apparently. But yeah, I think it's fertilizer, and that will be the equivalent. Because in a sense, I quite like the idea now of Gleba being locked to itself, you know, that its buildings are pretty much just about a Gleba, and this whole load of unique mechanics for processing, you know, biological material and that. I quite like that idea now. I guess the mushrooms would grow faster as well, yeah. I think, and I say also would, you could have it, you know, that when it talks about spores, and they actually used a different term as well, didn't they? That's effectively what it's doing. It's like the more, you know, fertilizer you spray out from this agricultural tower, you know, the more it gets into the air, and then it annoys the, you know, the pentapods, basically. I guess the range of the crane improves, maybe the yield or something. Speed seems to depend on the plants themselves, but it's possible. Yeah, that could be a good thing. But then, if it was the range, because it, you know, it was extending quite far out already, and if it went, you know, a legendary, maybe it would add like 5 tiles. Then it's this gigantic arm that's reaching, you know, way off into the distance. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit of a strange one to think of what legendary would be for a crane arm. But yeah, it could be anything like that, couldn't it? I mean, obviously, I'm sure the building would have more health and what have you, but in terms of the effect it would have, makes sense. That seems to be the limiting factor. Yeah. what I'm going to do, with my content and what I do once the game's out and we know what's in it, I don't know. Maybe I could start speculating about version 3 and what comes after Space Age sort of thing. But I don't think I've got enough ideas to support that long term. Why are you not flashing? Because I'm okay. You're fine with that junction, are you? Right, so that's all hooked up now. Is a coal train going to come in here? We will have to see. Can I hook that up? So that gets us power available, but I've not actually built the things because I want to work out what I'm doing here. Which is the point. So this will be the stone. So this would be eventual. Where are you? There you go. Stone pickup. And you've not got your connection. And then if that's stone, then that needs to be stone as well. And that obviously needs setting to 2000. And then what are you? You must therefore be stone brick. Let's just check that. Yep, that's stone brick. Cool. Because it's a lot more painful if I connect the wrong things to stations. Because trains full of stuff to get rid of are annoying. Right, so pop you on there. You need to be bricks of stone. And they stack to 100? Yeah, so we're right with that. Now I set the... Oh. Did I link that up? I did. No? Wait, what? Oh, okay. I can't see the wire. I hope that these are, they're tweaking the wire positions and how it draws them. I hope that's what they do. Train limit. Yeah. Did you have... No, you didn't. No. Okay, set train limit. Set train limit. Cool. Why are you not calling for a train? X drop off. Is that... Oh. All of these are going to have to be T-junctions, aren't they? Okay. We're familiar with that problem, though. I just built some lights for my factory, and it's like an entirely different game. But I can see it 100% at the time instead. You amuse me sometimes with the things you say. I don't think I've ever played a game where I haven't, spammed in a million lights. Is that just not something you play with then? Reduced spore emissions. Yeah, that'd be a good thing, wouldn't it? Yeah, that it reduces the amount of pollution. Or I guess it could do it, as Zen was saying, on, if it's productivity, that it's like free productivity from pollution or something like that. But a legendary one, it gives you more stuff, but without increasing the amount of pollution. That could be the same sort of thing. But yeah, reducing the spore emissions would seem to make sense. Because then that would compensate, particularly if you had, you were sticking in super grade fertilizer, then, having a legendary one would make your life a lot easier. What am I looking for? I'm looking for these drills. I have to plop down thousands of these and flip away. And that was that until my enlightenment. Ah, dear. It sounded like me with modules when I started, playing. My first couple of playthroughs, I was like, why would I even go to the bother of making these things? They make, what is it? The top level ones take 60 seconds each to craft, and they take ridiculous numbers of circuits and all that sort of thing. And then, when I discovered there were Reddits and stuff like that for it, I was like, oh, I see. It's like, half of my factory isn't needed if I start to stick modules in it. Right. Did we grab the Yes, we did. We're gonna run out of inserters. We knew that was gonna be a problem. So pop that down. Let's see what we can build at least. So we need inserters. We need to fix this guy. Can we do that preemptively remotely? Ah, there it is. Oops. Oop, you in there. It's doing these weird positions because it's like where I've they're not intended to replace junctions, they're meant to be added on the end and like put in there properly. Well, meant to be. That's a grand way of putting it. I didn't think about using them as replacement. That's what I should be saying. So we lack a train, I guess, as in a tractor unit. This is chugging away. Does it have limits on that? It does. Okay. Let's go and fix the rail. We might then be able to do some military science. Upgrade our grenades. In fact, let's set ourselves up for a nice little bonus. Where am I going? Right. Fix things, please, bots. Now, again, train should magically leap into life. Magically leap into life. There we go. Forget how slow they are on coal. What do we need? We need a... Well, first off, is that all connected? Yes. And then we need a drop-off. So that'll be that. You see, that has changed the name. I don't get that. So that needs to be a drop-off for coal. And this is... I don't need that. No, we're out of smarts. No, we're not. Oh, it has built it. I thought they were ghosts. Then we want what divided by what? We want coal divided by train. Train limit 1. -6? What have I done there? L minus A. Oh, is this on... Oh. 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 Ah. Uncapped chests. Everybody's friend. Okay. They send you away, because that's basically enough coal to finish the game. Okay. Were these... Oh, these were uncapped as well. Look at that. Wow. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So this then would be a pickup. Don't need that bit. And then you need a limit on them. And then that would be weight. And this would be, again, why has it changed the name when it wasn't before? Cool. So this should have quite a high 14, but then it is 6 full chests, so there you go. I wonder if they've limited the player movement speed in SA. Having a legendary power armor filled with legs and some batteries will be ridiculous. Maybe legs and legendary too. Yeah, that's a very good point. There was somebody who was saying that, because I mean I didn't think it was bad, but people were complaining about the animation, or, like the version 2 of the Spidertron animation. In terms of it, when its legs are moving, they were saying it was looking janky and that sort of thing. Like I say, it looked fine to me. But, Strange Fan posted a video, I think, on Reddit or something. I saw it on Discord, but... Just want to check this is working. What was the point I was going to make then? Oh, yes, but somebody did ask, I think, about... Because, yeah, a Spidertron as well, a legendary Spidertron. You're going to be able to fit... It's like, I think the maths on the rows means that you'll be able to put 2 rows of legs on it. And even if you can't, you can put a load of batteries in it, like you say. And so you could end up with, like... I can't remember what the maths is. It was like 12, was it, legs in a Spidertron? And Spidertrons are pretty nippy to start with. Yeah, there you go. That's okay. These shouldn't be empty, should they? Because otherwise they'll just sit there forever. So it actually should be an inactivity one for this drop-off. Oh, that's a point. Yeah, this should be an inactivity one. Should it be and? No, it shouldn't be and. Yeah, okay, that's a tweak for these. The difficulty with that is that this station probably doesn't want that. But yeah, which one is the one going back? So you. Why are you waiting? Why are these not open to you? This is this thing of like how it chooses to do the pathfinding. It's like, why has it decided to pathfind to that one when that one is open and presumably full of stuff? I'm just going to limit the number. I can't do it remotely, can I? In this. Okay, so that's them 2 bits fixed. We need loads of inserters, but let's go over there and set the limits to 1. But yeah, Spidertrons and stuff are going to be insanely fast, because I think that was like one of the follow-up questions was like, if it looks janky with just normal legs, then when you put, unlegged as it were, when you put 12 legs in it, it's going to look insane. I mean, the thing's going to look like a little blender, I think, with its legs thrashing around, It's going to look really funny, I think. Yeah, why have you picked that one? I know why. It's because there's 2, and this is trying to move. That's basically the real reason. Because this station isn't actually occupied. Is the problem really? Is that all of the empty? Well, it doesn't matter because these will go when there's somewhere to go. But I say it annoys me, so I'm gonna change it. So if we set this, oh wait, why is the train limit on 2 anyway? Oh, it's because I have to do these, don't I? Oh, it's just leave it. I say when there's emptiness, or when there's a requirement for them, they will go. Did I do all of them to inactive? Yeah, not just legendary legs. Yeah. Wow. I like the new animation, but the lower leg parts almost snap to the extended position. I don't mind it though. Yeah, so I mean, such things are lost on me. I was sort of happy to take people's words that it was all janky, but I say I just look fine. It's one of those things, really. Have any bricks turned up? They have not. Why would that be? How slow that is. Oh, I didn't put the inserters on yet, did I? Idiot. Let's go and get them then. I think we are bigger scale, red, green and blued. I did wonder if... No, I was going to say we could have a sweep round, see if anything's colonised, but... You can see on the map the station name is blue, so it's at its train limit. Yeah, exactly. On the legs. Spidertron might just look like it's levitating with 12 legendary legs in it. Yeah, right, that animation may look a little off, yeah. It's just going to look bizarre, isn't it? Moving so quickly. Faster than the human eye can follow. And the game can update, more importantly. I think, unless I've... could just get rid of some of these as well. Nice. Oh. Silly. That's too far down. It's annoying. That's going to be too far down as well. I still find the names dumb. I know. I think everyone's kind of come to accept them, but I mean, come on, legendary legs. Oh well, I mean, legs isn't what they call. Obviously, it's whatever it's power, whatever they're called. But you know, what exactly is meant to be legendary about them? I'm looking for inserters. That's what I'm after. Legendary legs. Did you know that? Do you know that the human eye can only perceive 30 legs per second? That's a good one. Yeah. It's going to be cool. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what modders do with some of these things, because obviously they're going to be able to, I think, define leg step, like group, leg groupings for any enemies they build. So they could. I mean, Strange Man actually commented that they were kind of looking forward to seeing, like, I mentioned the centipede in. I think I actually meant millipede, but I mentioned centipede in the video, and he said, he was kind of looking forward to someone giving something like that a go, where it's got, say, 30 legs on each side, like a biter's got loads and loads of legs, and doing an actual sort of ripple style leg movement, and it's creeping along, with wriggling legs and all that sort of stuff. I said it'd be a cool one that if it could climb up walls, basically. So if stompers can step over them, and obviously then they have a distance limit. If that could climb up onto walls and like go along the top of a wall and come down, then you wouldn't be able to defend against it at all using walls, But yeah, it's going to be quite interesting, I think. Am I going to bother fiddling about with that now? I am just wondering how we're doing on power as well. So that went quite a long time, didn't it, that one? So we could ideally do with a bit more power. We've got room, and we've got explosive now, so we could stick some more in. Just wondering if that'd be a good time to do it. We haven't done any uranium stuff. And we do have a nice coincidence. I've just realised of, oil, iron, and uranium. Interesting. Did we just need inserters here? Is that all that's missing? Let's look at our little ghosty friends. Yeah, just a few inserters. It's already done quite a lot. Just two little smelters. Maybe it's nothing new. Ooh. Maybe it's nothing new, but get out of the way. Someone asked if you can change the quality names with a mod, and I said yes if I understood correctly. Oh, that would be good. The simplest fix to me is literally just level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, So the two most sensible, most downloaded mods could be disable spoilage and sensible quality names. Yeah, I certainly think the first one, either that or refrigeration. I think refrigeration would be the Bob's equivalent to it, wouldn't it? That would be its more complicated version. And the I just don't want to play with this system is the disable spoilage, I think. I really don't get why they're not adding like a refrigeration mechanic to it. It just seems like something that it makes sense to have. Basically, it just sort of feels. I never put modules in them, did I? Yeah. And I was going to do both. Bodies and or maybe we just go multicolour swap shop, and we basically do. That won't mean anything to any of you. Just do one module of each because reasons. And put them in. Did I put modules in labs? I don't think I did. Put them in the science machines. Oops. Interesting. That's just to try and make sure it kind of fills the lanes a bit better, because it's obviously not actually 2 lanes worth of things. It's like a lane and a half, basically. It's not going to work. It'll, it's not quite going to balance it up, but it'll be closer. Not that we really need trains and trains and trains of stone brick, but yeah. How many we got now? 2.6. Cool. Yeah, so I really don't get why they didn't do a refrigeration mechanic. It sort of feels like maybe they just wanted you to focus on speedy platforms. That was like what they were trying to achieve with it. But it just feels like it adds in another interesting complexity. And also, if you have to do refrigeration, you have to do cold on Aquilo. Then it's just an end game way of improving your productivity in a sense. So a bit like using fertilizer rather than just sticking speed modules in, for the tower. I'm sort of a bit of a fan of maybe giving us some different ways of essentially doing the same thing, because then it's just an easier, I guess to a degree, an easier sort of balancing question, you know. Did I put them in there, did I? Let's just stick these down, because this is probably the next job. As well as deciding whether we're doing full-on green circuit, red circuit, blue circuit, builds for trains, or whether we're just building locally. Tempted to just build locally, because obviously basically we need red circuits for chemical science packs, and then the question is whether I'm just going to have a build, you know, there that produces the red circuits, or am I going to, you know, bring the red circuits in via train. I think for this I'm going to bring them, do a build there basically. So we'll bring in plastic, probably have to boost the iron and copper and stuff. We'll bring in sulfur though. Put that on trains, because obviously we need to move sulfuric acid around for uranium. What I'm thinking basically, the sort of longer term plan, is to do essentially red, green, blue and military here. This is, you know, we will build them here. But then for gold and purple, we'll have an actual like factory that produces them and sticks them on a train. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know whether... I'm starting to worry that I might not get to where I need to get, in a sense. That actually I won't finish this before space age happens. I'm going to have to decide, really, whether I just abandon the SpaceX Stream series. I could always pick that up later, you see, because we know that... I think... do we know that? I think Erin Does basically said that SpaceX will be compatible with Space Age at launch, because obviously they have access to the source code, not just the API and stuff, not just the documentation. So I think that should be an easy one for them to achieve. Let this grab all up. But so the question is more, does it change it all? You know, does it add in? Because I don't think it will. I think it will just stay the same recipes and stuff, just tweaked to work with what, you know, what becomes the base game, essentially version 2. And that if they do any kind of big, is it 0.7 next for SpaceX? I can't remember, but whatever the next version of that is, I think that'll come later. I should just turn you lot off because I'm quicker at this. You can do the power poles when I've finished, and we need to collect some more of them anyway. Have we produced some bricks yet? If we have, we've forgotten to set up the train. Full, empty. Yeah, why are you not? Oh. Wait, what? No? We must be getting close to the end if I'm doing silly stuff like that. Well, it looks like there is a train's worth of stuff at least. Yeah, loads. 6.5 of your finest English bricks. Ready for throwing through a window. Okay. Have you guys decided which planet order you'll do? Yeah, interesting question. Oh. more. I think in Volcanus, as that's where cliff explosives will be, I'm guessing. I'll follow the same order they revealed in. I think, yeah, a lot of people are kind of favouring Volcanus. Because it also obviously gives us the foundry and the big mining drill. Which sound like super fun things to play with, even if it might be quite difficult to, you know, build and ship around your entire system. It does kind of feel like that's a good first choice. I think it's mine as well. I think from what we've seen, what I know, I think Volcanus is where I will head first. The question, of course, is the benefits from each planet. You know, if it turns out that, because people have been saying that Spidertron is Cleaver. I don't think it is, as I said in my videos. I think Spidertron is Aquilo because it's too OP, I think, for where you would pick it up. Although they did kind of, I think, hint that you could end up in that situation, didn't they? That you could get things earlier than in the current base game. So that to me is really tempting. You know, I also want to try and kill a pentapod. See how quickly it stomps on me and flattens me. But yeah, I think Volcanus is probably my pick as well. But I really need to know what you get, because having level 3... Well, I'm not entirely sure I necessarily... So I thought that all of level 3 modules were on Falgora. But it might just be that it's just... what do we call it? Just level 3 quality modules. I'm glad that these are becoming real choices. You know, that's what they said that they wanted it to do, and it's like, because it also gives us the what's it called? Recycler on Falgora, and that seems to be a key thing for the you know, making modules, making quality. So got that there. I'm just trying to see how much I've got of everything by sorting it out a bit. Put them there. Like that. So I could do making sure we got plenty of miners. And gaps there. Okay. Now I probably want like belts in. This is where I fill my tank up and then decide to go on a jolly kill in some biters, and they just kill it, and I've lost tons and tons of resources. Perfect. Perfect. And then if I put that there, get rid of them. In fact, actually, no, we will build some more things that might be useful. It's not them I want, is it? Or is it? I can't remember. Got them, a few more of them. Okay. I think we'll head back for a restock. After just making sure, yes, we have militaries. That's going to really struggle to put that in. That's a terrible... Should do something more like that for now. Do I have... Oh, I have stack inserters. Maybe they're our first candidate for stack insertion. And these are just yellow inserters. How have we ended up with one that's got yellow inserters? Weird. How weird. Bizarre. Yeah, so we need... No, we don't need anything else here. This is fine. Isn't it? Don't need power poles or anything. No. Excellent. Big mining drill would be very nice. Yeah, the Volcanus rewards are great. It can't just be rocket turret on Gleaver though, do you think? Yeah. Gotta be something else, isn't there? Because the biochamber and agriculture seem pretty much locked to that planet. No, I agree with... I agree with Triz. Cleaver still seems like... why would I ever go there first? Perhaps more military rewards that they haven't revealed yet. I mean, maybe one of the hints was... I don't know if you saw... Remember on Friday Facts where it had the map. That had explosive rockets on it. So maybe that is the hint. It also had a Spidertron in it, you know. So maybe that is the hint that actually your cool high level of everything is Gleba, you know. And it would make sense if and I say Erendor seems to be introducing more of this type of stuff where it's a bit more thematic. In that, you know, the engineer sees a 5-legged creature and goes, actually, maybe I could build a machine that does that, and you know, make my life easier. Or, you know, a walking machine, basically. The Spidertron. So, a sort of a reaction of, you know, this thing is horrendous, I need to kill it. And therefore developing, you know, the military capability to do so, if you see what I mean. Would make sense. Look at this. What have I... Oh, it's because they've been sticking in... They've been sticking in random stuff in that chest, and it's put it on the belt, because this is... I was just cheating, doing a bit of military here. We can start tear... In fact, we can pretty much tear all of this up now, can't we? Cool. Excellent. So we needed to restock, basically. Am I missing anything for builds? I am. There's bits and pieces of stuff there, so we're going to have a look at that. Need to get rid of that. Might as well dump them out. And then we'll just do a general restock. Grenades. Yeah. Although I'm about to get the buff that makes them a one-hit kill, the trees. We're okay there. Undies. Splitters. Belts. Yeah, that's fine. I do this obviously via logistics at the moment, but the bots are so slow. It's almost no point. Long-handeds need a top up. Where did the fast ones go? Excellent, excellent. More chests. More lights, more lights. Turrets, I ended up with plenty. And then we should put a few more of those in the tank. Powerhouse. Both, yeah, that's good. Rail, we needed plenty of rail. We used up a lot of the signals we had. And we needed more of these than those, didn't we? In fact, fundamentally we need 2 traction units to 1 actual cargo thing, so... In fact, have I doubled? No, I don't. So we might as well double that up. We got them. We got them. We've not used any of those yet. Wires? Yeah, might as well. Little treat. I put some of those down. I think I've overbalanced it towards accumulators, haven't I, by accident. So if we take some more of those, just so that we've got them, we then want plenty of modules. Speeds as well. Anything missing? Guess we could grab some like circuits while we're here. And then maybe a bit of copper. Yeah, Spidertron's epic quality, ugly, but as well would be more enticing. Yeah. And there's always this mysterious... I have to take them to try and remind me to do something with uranium. What was I going to say then? Yeah, there's always this weird arm, you know, the whole... Why is there something with the digger arm? Could that be a Gleba tech? It was sat next to a foundry when it was revealed, so... tends to suggest maybe it's something of Volcanus, but... Could that be some amazing thing, amazing machine that, you know... makes our lives incredibly easy, or kills off all the pentapods, you know. They don't trigger on it, and it just sits there, punching them in the carapace. I didn't grab any more smelters, but I was going to put. Wow. Okay. Let's not do that then. Boop, boop, boop. So I've got more panels. Let's just grab a few of those. 3 will do. No. Let's just have 2. We've done one. We have explosives. So what do we stack up now? I guess we could do nuclear fissions. It'll last a nice long while. Be useful to do the research speed though. Have we got any other buffs that would be worth doing? The flammables maybe, but we're not getting attacked at all. Cargo size and stuff, but we need purple. Stronger explosive 3 is not worth bothering with for now. So yeah, I think we'll do the lab and oh no, we can't. It's not blue that I've set up, is it? We need to do military techs. I guess we'll just chug away with, you know, flammables. Maybe the second one of that as well. Then your landmines, your defenders. Still not convinced by the robots after my combat video. They can be useful. It's like, but it's just too much, too fiddly, too finicky. Because really, you want to deploy like, well, the level 1. You know, these guys, defenders are rubbish. But if you want to do them, the distractors and destroyers work really well together. But you know, it comes down in. It almost gets into RTS territory where you're clicking between things with your fingers, and it's like, well, why not just get in a tank and run everything over? Or stick a load of turrets down, you know. And then rocketry as well, I guess. Almost vaguely approaching endgame though. Yeah, let's just stack them up and let it chug away. Cool. Or a cliff puncher arm, that'd be cool. Yeah, that you just go along and hammer the cliffs with your fists, you know. Take out all your frustration on the on the cliffs. Yeah, that'd be fun. Especially if it can be remotely controlled and you can just tell it, right, go and punch all these cliffs. Because cliffs on volcanoes are going to be a nightmare. You know, the whole fake volcano thing. This is one of the things that I don't think we're all understanding with volcanoes, is that I think building there is actually going to be an absolute nightmare until you get that, you know, super cliff explosive or whatever. You know, it's just so much cliffs to work around that your entire base is going to be an absolute... Because the other thing with it, the foundry and the big mining drill are obviously big machines. Now the big mining drill, I guess, it has you know, like the advantage of the super big area. You know, that it can cover a big area, so you don't need to. But at the moment, you know, you got this whole thing of cliffs having the horrible hitboxes where if cliff, you know, does that sort of corner, all of this is unbuildable on, you know. And so, you know, squeezing things in is going to be a pain. And there's not going to be any plopping down blueprints, you know, because you're just going to have to work around what's there. So, hopefully that's a bit quicker on the old... yeah, sort of just about keeping up. That's okay. Cool. It's a bit robbing Peter to pay Paul, that, isn't it? I'm not a fan of that now. How about we pop it in the end? How about we pop it on the end? That's better. Okay. What was Ava going to do next? I think we're into oil territory, aren't we? So, the question here is whether I'm just going to, like, put the oil on a train. I didn't grab any fluid wagons. Am I going to put the oil on a train and then stick, you know, process it all together? Or am I going to turn it into plastic? I just twigged on what you said about the blue thing on the thing. This is not right somehow, is it? Oh, it's because it's set to A. Because I put it on the top and not changed it. It's only taken me an hour to realise what you said. Okay, we can go and tweak that then. In fact, can I do that via the... I don't think I can copy these remotely, can I? No. No, that's your SpaceX and your space agent that you do that. We've got an absolute perfect spot for plastic there, look at that. But that's a big concentration of the lads. I think I'll stick it on a train. I'll put the fluid on the train, you know, the oil on a train, and then we'll have some places where we make plastic, you know, and sulfuric acid and stuff, and sulfur. So we need to go and get a couple of fluid wagons at least. Because these always run down really quickly. Early oil patches. Well, we've obviously set this up as coal. Right, so we'll go and fix that. In fact, could I do it via could I do a copy and paste version? Did that work? So if I... Why did I... Yes, there you go. Cool. Excellent. I would like vehicle inventory to be sortable. Just like pressing a button and all stacks go together. Yeah. Yeah. Dyson Sphere Program's got some good stuff with that, with like inventory sorting. I wonder if there will be a planet-specific or just global map setting, like peaceful on all planets, cliffs nowhere, starting area the same everywhere. And I wonder if right from the start of the game, I could see all text that will be available eventually. So I've been wondering on the text one. I've been running something very similar. It is now 6:05, and I need to stop, don't I? I'm pretty sure we will be able to see the tech tree, because if you've not been following the Friday Facts, you don't know anything about the expansion, you're just buying it, etc., etc., then you don't really know where to go. And it becomes like a crapshoot, basically. It becomes what planet do I go to? Why, I know nothing about these planets. Which one do I pick? And the way it was introduced was that it would be a meaningful choice. And so to be a meaningful choice, you need to know what's on there. Now, they could solve that by having, like the icon for Volcanus, when you're able to see it, could have a hover over and it has, the mining drill, the foundry and that, and you can look at them. And of course we get Factoriopedia, because this is the other thing. To stop that from happening, to be a secret, Factoriopedia would have to go through some complex unlock system where it's only once you do a tech, it can show you what the next tech is and that sort of thing. And therefore, as a planning tool, that would actually be like counterproductive. Because it's that thing of saying, right, well, you need to know what you're producing in the end to know how much you need to produce of the intermediates. How much tungsten processing do I need to set up to be able to build a foundry every minute, sort of thing. And you need to know those, and that's obviously a very simple maths, but you need to know those sorts of maths. So you need to be able to see all of the recipes and where you're going, And so to be able to plan and strategize, I think we're going to be able to see the entire tech tree, just as a practicality. See you all on Volcanus next week, indeed. In terms of the map settings, I really don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they don't know. As in, I don't think they, I suspect they've not decided, because it can be a bit of a pain. I mean, obviously, I'm just going to play default, at least my first few playthroughs. But if I want to start tweaking settings or go peaceful or something like that, imagine, it's already horrible, the interface, let's be frank, when you start a game. Imagine that with, like, I don't know, would it be 10 extra tabs or something? Because you need one for your resources, you need one for your enemies, and da-da-da-da-da. And it's already pretty big, so they couldn't just add things on. And so you're going to have like 5 of those? It's just going to be a mess, I think. So yeah, having global settings makes sense, but then that's not how it really works. You have sliders for every resource, So what? We're going to have a generic amount of resources slider instead, so we're going to give us less control. So yeah, so I really don't know how they're going to work that. The other option, I think, I can't remember, was it Soulburn on Discord was saying, is they want to be able to, when they get to a planet, that's when it fires up a new map creation screen and says, right, how do you want this planet to work? Do you want peaceful pentapods, but you're okay with aggressive biters, So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised with cliffs, if I'm honest, that we lose the ability to say whether we want them or not. Because yeah, I think they may take them. I don't think I think they were a bit miffed in a sense, although understandingly so, that we all just turn cliffs off because they're annoying. And they put a lot of effort into something that everyone then just turns off. But with the understanding that they are annoying, so they gave us that ability. But so I wouldn't be surprised, with a new map chain if they go, right, now you can't turn them off, There should be a way to set all the resources sliders at the same time. Yeah, some kind of high level thing of like mineral resources or something, or fluid resources, and adjusting those sliders could work. And then it cascades down into sub menus, sub tabs that you can then fine tune if you really want to. A bit like, so you can do a rail world, and that means a certain thing for a certain set, all of the settings. But yes, so I say I've run on again because I got distracted. This is really fun, this actually, playing it just base again. It's weird. It feels simplistic because of all the mods I've been playing that have added a load of complexity. I mean, it isn't simple. I'm not saying that, but it just feels like, going from the most complicated maths problem to what's 2 plus 2, So yes, so that's it for today, and that's it for this week. As it says there, we will be back with exactly the same next week. We will do SpaceX on the Saturday and the version 1 farewell on the Sunday. I will decide at some point after that whether I'm going to basically just dump SpaceX and focus on version 1 farewell, because that needs, I can't see how I can keep playing that as a series once Space Age launches. We're doing really well though. I mean, there's another, it's 8 weeks, but I'm losing 2 for the holidays, so there's another 6 weeks or so. So I don't see how we couldn't make it, but just in case, I might kind of dump SpaceX, because it's becoming very, very apparent that even the small goals I want to achieve are going to take ages, and I don't know that I've got ages, because I'd need to start doing a lot more in my personal time again. So yeah, so exactly the same next week. Then after that, and I will explain it then, I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks, and it's a proper foreign away holiday. So there won't be any streams, basically. So there will be a big gap in streams, but all of the version 1 ones, what I'm doing is all of the version 1 ones, the VODs for those will go live on basically day after day that I'm on holiday. So that'll be a bit of a different thing to do. But yes, in terms of live streams, there'll be next week, normal as per usual, 2 weeks off, and then we'll be rolling back in. And say whether it's just farewell, until it's done, and then I pick up SpaceX again and just fill in for a while. I could also do, say, I'm interested in, I could do a Satisfactory stream, and I could do a Shape stream, and just muck about in other things for a while. But yeah, so I need to think what I'm going to do basically. But yes, there will be normal streams next week, 2 weeks of holiday, and then the run up to Space Age launching. The other thing I usually promote is my YouTube channel. If you are new here, or it sounds like most of you today in chat kind of know me from there already, but there is a link to my YouTube channel there. On that, I have all the VODs from all my series, and it includes loads of different Factorio stream playthroughs with mods and all sorts of different things, a mega base, no spoon run, and all sorts of stuff, as well as similar games like Tectonica, Satisfactory, Dyson Sphere Program, all of which I would I will pick up as a series, particularly when they do their version 1s or the next updates and stuff like that. But that's all far into the future. But also, more importantly on there, as I say, if you are new here, you've not seen me before, every Friday I do a read-through and analysis of the Friday facts. And I tend to go the opposite way to a lot of YouTubers. As you've probably been able to tell from this stream, if you've been watching, I witter on. And on those streams, I do a lot of speculation. I also kind of deep dive into things, try and explain from my perspective what some of the mechanics are that they've explained, trying to give a bit more colour and flavour where I can. But in particular, as I say, do a load of speculation about what the Friday Facts is telling us, where there's Easter eggs, try and work out what those are. All of that really fun stuff. They're an enormous amount of fun to do. I do love doing them, but yeah, they tend to take a while, so they come out on the Saturday, even though it's the Friday Facts. So if you wanted to catch up with any of those, there is a full playlist on the YouTube channel, and so you can find it via that link or search term. I think that's it for this week. Yeah, that feels like it. So if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.